sabi ko nga, I am not the perfect mother. I'm not the perfect mom, but I try.
Yes.
And, ba't ganyan ka? Nakakainis.
Huwag ka umiyak kasi naiiyak din ako pag umiyak. Okay, go. Kaya ba yun?
Basta they know I would move heaven and hell for them. Alam mo, sinike ko na yung sarili ko eh. Hindi ako iiyak. Going here, kinukondisyon ko yung sarili ko. Hindi ako iiyak. Fun lang. Fun ang ano. Hindi talaga, hindi kaya eh.
Your mind and beauty, I celebrate you. Your life and story, I celebrate you. You'll always be the queen of my heart. I celebrate you. Your wisdom guides me, I celebrate you. Your courage drives me, I celebrate you. Your strength inspires me. Every day is Mother's Day. I love my mother. I love my mother. Glad she's my mother. Every day is Mother's Day. My mother, oh yeah, yeah. My mother, she's my mother. Every day is Mother's Day.
Good evening, our wonderful viewers, and welcome to BTS with Ina Season 2. Mothers possess an unwavering dedication when it comes to their children, earning them the title of Super Moms. Kaya naman, our guest today is a super extravagant super mom. Ganun kahaba talaga. Who was crowned our Mutya ng Pilipinas 1995. She is an actress. She is the former counselor of Angeles City, Pampanga, and above all, a devoted mother. How did she navigate the challenges of raising a child with type 1 diabetes, a child with autism spectrum, and another child who successfully overcame ADHD? Let's give a warm welcome to Miss Maricel Morales Agoncillo.
Yes,
Hi, Tita Maral! Welcome to my show!
Finally, I'm here.
Yes.
From the start pa lang ng show mo, magka-chat na tayo.
Oo, season 1 pa lang, medyo abang-abang na si Tita para sa pag-guest dito.
Nakaka-pressure yung introduction.
Yung intro. Kasi naman, bakit ba natin natawag na super extravagant mom ito? Grabe. Dahil nga sa mga pinagdaanan. How are you, Tita?
I'm very good. Very, very well. And well taken care of.
Ayan. Yan ang pinakagusto ko eh. Pero bago tayo umabot dyan sa well taken care of, sa ganda mo ngayon. Ayan. Tagin natin din tayo pala to, Tita. Alala mo yun? Ang galing ko ito.
Parang walang camera.
Balikan natin. So, you are our Mutya ng Pilipinas 1995. How did that title change your life?
Well, before kasi I joined Mutya ng Pilipinas, I've always been doing cameo appearances sa mga ibang shows, mga movies, ganon. I would do commercials. Pero syempre, after Mutya, it paved the way para makapasok ako ng mainstream naman sa show business.
That's the reason, yun yung reason paano ka napasok sa showbiz.
Doon naman.
Yun naman. So, after Mutya ng Pilipinas, yun na. Pumasok ka na sa showbiz. I-share mo naman ang showbiz experience mo, Tita.
Well, after that, may mga, syempre, nag-join ako ng Star Circle. Parang part kasi yun eh, may tie-up nun with ABS and then yung sa Mutya ng Pilipinas. So, we were the first batch.
Of Star Circle? Quest?
Yung mga,
Star Magic.
Yes.
So, first batch. Kasama si Tita Marang sa first batch ng Star Circle
Pero
Quest.
prior to that, high school, kasama naman ako sa That's Entertainment.
Okay. So, even before Mutya ng Pilipinas, nasa That's ka na?
Nag-That's ako for a while. Less than a year. Kasi since taga Pampanga nga ako, tapos I have to go to school. Yung school namin, they don't allow talaga na, going to showbiz. Medyo strict because it's a Catholic school. So, ayaw nila ng mga showbiz muna.
Gusto nila yung
focus lang sa ano. So, hindi ako masyado nagtagal doon. But, on weekends or pag may mga yun nga, pag may mga commercial, nag-VTR ako, nag-audition ako, yung mga ganon. So parang gusto ko talaga na maging artista.
What was your most memorable show na ginawa? Yes.
Most memorable? Siguro for me, yung sa Manoy and Mokong sa Channel 7. Kasi nakasama ko doon si Mr. Eddie Garcia, si Jano Gibbs, si Rufa May. It's comedy. si Elizabeth Oropesa, yan. Kami yung magkakasama. And then, fun yung work and at the same time, you know, you get to work with legends of the business.
Yes.
Tapos yung, para siyang chicks to chicks style, if they remember it, kasi bata pa ako noon eh. So, hindi ka pa pinapanganak nung umi-ere yun. But, you know, parang ako yung role ni Maria Teresa Carlson that, ano, parang bobo-bobo na, ano, parang dumb blonde.
Ikaw yung comic relief dun sa show.
Lahat naman kami, pero may mga moments kasi, tas nakapagkapampangan ako sa set. Sige, kapampanganin mo yan, gagano din ako ng director. So, ayun,
parang
nakakatuwa.
ikaw, kumbaga ikaw yung character.
Oo,
kaya
actually,
parang
hindi siya
saya.
effort. Ganon. Tas sobrang, oo.
Ikaw yung...
Syunga-syunga lang.
Grabe!
Hindi, totoo yun talaga yung role. Oo.
Eh, sinabi ko si parang ikaw, parang mo sinabing syunga-syunga.
Minsan.
Or may
sige
mga
na, may
moments. What is the best part of being an actress?
I never saw acting or being in the business as work. I mean, it's work because, you know, you have to have the discipline, you have to have the passion to actually do it. Pero kasi ako, I enjoy it. Parang dito ko napo-pour out. It transforms me to being a different person. You get to try different roles. You know, one day mayaman ka, one day hindi ka mayaman, you're poor, one day you're miserable life. Parang nakakahugot ka din from those roles that you do and somehow dapat siguro pag ganito yung pinagdadaanan mo, ganito yung resilience mo. So, alam mo yun.
It
Yung,
also became your coping mechanism.
yes.
I believe that. Namimiss ko na nga rin umarte.
Diba?
Segue lang.
Oo.
After being an actress, you had to rest and to take care of your family. Then, you became a politician.
Sabay naman yun. I was still doing acting when I...
Oo nga, kasi sa totoo lang, umarte pa rin naman si Tita Marang. Hindi naman siya nag-stop. Siguro,
Hindi pa rin.
Until
From
now.
time to time, yes. Ano lang, that time, siguro meron lang mga, ano na, hindi ko lahat kayang tanggapin at that time because, you know, my responsibility naman when I took in the job of being a city councilor is kailangan sila yung maging priority because that's different eh. People elected you because they believed in you. So you have to parang pay it back to them naman through service.
So, what made you join politics?
I never thought I would. Parang even when they asked me, when they offered me na to join politics, at first talaga I was very hesitant. So when I joined 2007, that was not the first time it was offered to me. Years prior, pero siguro yun, mas ripe yung moment na yun, nung 2007. And I prayed for it. I asked for a sign. One time I was attending church, biglang parang yung homily, the sermon was actually speaking to me. So parang sabi ko, siguro I should accept. I have to accept yung binibigay sa akin. I'm meant for something else apart from what I'm doing in the show business. So yun. Yun yung naging turning point why I joined politics. Kasi if I didn't have that sign, baka hindi. If not for the answered prayers naman.
And yun nga, nagbasa rin kasi ako, Tita, ng mga, yun nga, I did a research about you na you never thought na nasasali ka or never mo nakita
Although
sa iyo.
may family members kami na, like, especially from my dad's side, the Morales side, from my uncle down to his children, you know, they are in politics. Ibang ibang city sila. Pero ako personally, hindi ko nakita
na parang
na
sinabi mo na yun nga, you never saw yourself. So what made you fall in love with politics? Kasi you continued it naman din,
natapos ko naman yung 3
marami ka
terms
nagawa ring
sa city
projects.
councilor. Siguro yung din, it's very related to show business kasi nakikita mo firsthand yung reaction ng tao. Like when they see you, how pleased they are with you. It's also frustrating in a way kasi pag meron kang parang hindi na pagbibigyan lahat, di ba? No matter how much you would like na ma-accommodate mo lahat. But merong may certain things na, or may beliefs ako na contrary to the beliefs of others, yung mga ganon. So somehow, it's frustrating, pero it's very rewarding because, close talaga yung relationship mo. Like, everywhere you go, dun sa city, it's like their family. Everyone knows you, hindi yung just know you. It's like they're very close to you.
I feel like it wasn't really difficult for you to be a politician because grabe kang nanay na parang may instinct ka to take care.
Yes.
Sobra-sobra.
Tapos yun, sa mga kids, yun yung ko talaga. Pag yung, when I joined politics, parang mas sumenter ako dun on children. So I was committee chair for women and children. So doon ako, I think mas happy ako doon sa ganun na sa mga moms and children.
Do you have plans to run again?
There are talks, pero hindi ko pa talaga I haven't closed the doors. Pero I am trying to weigh the options. I mean, I'm weighing in if I should pursue it or ano.
Pray about it na lang
Yes,
muna, no?
exactly. Yun na ulit.
But
Actually,
ikaw, parang ngayon, meron pa ba na parang, shucks, gusto kong tumakbo or ay gusto ko maging...
minsan, kasi like when you hear the news, when you listen to the news, no, kung nakaupo kaya ako, could I be doing something different?
Yes.
Minsan lang yung mga ganon na may difference ba if I was there?
Yeah.
Or what difference could I be making kung nandun ako? Yung mga ganon. Na
Pag-pray natin yan, malay mo, di ba? Malay mo naman, tita,
Oo nga,
di ba?
sige.
The hardest job of all is being a mom.
But it's the most rewarding.
Yes. Pero itong mom na to kasi, hindi ko talaga alam paano niya nagawa to lahat eh. First, you have 2 boys and the second child is diagnosed with ADHD. Tita, how did you deal with him?
Marami kasi yung, syempre, at first, when he was young, he's going to school, feeling mo yung natural lang na makulit. You know, when I compare, yung panganay ko, hindi naman siya ganun kalikot. Or pareho naman silang boys. Pero bakit parang mas hirap ako dito dun sa isa? And then, sa school nangyari yon na parang inaano nila na I have to get him checked kasi parang feeling nila nga there is something wrong. Tapos parang nakahang if they would take him in again for next enrollment. Yun na yung parang turning point. O sige, sabi ko, parang nothing to lose. Hindi naman ako nagkaroon ng denial. Actually, it's the people around me, the family members na, hindi naman, normal yan. Yung mga batang ganyan, malikot talaga. But you know, as a mom, and at that time, single mom eh. So, it's not for me. So, I had him checked and then we found out early on that he is indeed, ADHD. He has ADHD. So,
Tita, sorry, just share lang what is ADHD so people will know what it is.
it's attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So, yun nga, attention deficit. Pero parang, when the doctor told me, sabi nila, normally it affects the male daw dun sa family and napapass down from the dad to the child. So, the doctor asked me, it's funny, when the Dev asked me, may ADHD po ba? Or you feel na parang ganun yung dad niya? Sabi ko naman, ay parang hindi. Parang ako po, sa akin siguro siya. Sabi ko talaga, sabi nung doctor, grabe naman, sa lahat ng kayo yung umaamin, hindi po talaga po, ako po talaga.
Aminado naman po ako. Huwag niyo na pong hanapan.
Sabi ko naman, siguro naman hindi naman 1 in a million yung chance na may babae ring ADHD.
Yes.
Pero because it mostly affects male. So, hindi na ako nagpa-diagnose. Yung anak ko na.
Kasi matututunan na rin naman yung gagawin.
I-apply ko na. Apply ko na lang yung mga ituturo. And then, yun, after that, I asked what we can do about it. Sabi naman niya, apart from ADHD pala, meron siyang global delay.
Oh, okay.
So, if he's, 5 at that time. So, parang hindi pa, yung age
yung
niya.
comprehension niya
yes,
is
hindi siya
below
nagmamatch.
5.
So, like, when he's 8, yung parts ng comprehension niya sa psychology, or basta may mga ibang tiers yun na merong ibang level na 8 years old, 5 years old siya. Merong iba naman, 3.5 years old yung kaya niya dun sa ganon. Or gross motor skills niya, medyo yon pumapantay. Pero all the rest, lagging. But, there's therapy. We did occupational therapy naman and thrice a week siya halos. From
For
school.
how many years yan, tita?
From 5 years old hanggang 13 or 14,
Wow.
parang gano'n. And then, in-enroll ko ng Kumon. So, whatever I could think of na pwedeng makahelp sa kanya. Yeah. And then, I think with God's mercy, yung naano naman niya, after a while, nung chinek siya ulit, kasi may regular check-up naman siya. So, nakikita namin na nakakahabol, may progress.
Thank you, Lord.
And yung mga tumulong sa amin na mga nagtsaga din, yung mga OT, yung mga teacher niya. Kasi dun sa in-between, marami kaming episodes sa school, ipapatawag, yung mga ganon na may mga episodes. So, kailangan, uupuan ko muna siya bago kami pumuntang school. Anong nangyari? You have to tell me lahat. Huwag ka magsisinungaling. Kasi I cannot protect you, I cannot stand up for you kung hindi ko alam kung ano yung mga, yung totoong kwento. Ganon. So, yun naman, nakaraos naman, and now he's in college.
Yes. Yun yung sinasabi natin na successful,
Yes.
na overcome
Tapos
yung
lahat
ADHD.
nung nakakita sa kanya nung bata, when they see him again, na siya yung may ADHD. Tapos sobrang quiet lang, hello po, gaganon lang siya, na parang shy type. So, nasya-shock sila yung transformation niya.
Yung naabutan kasi namin nung tayo na magkakasama tayo.
Oo,
makulit
yung
talaga.
oo.
Baby pa kasi siya noon.
Kalikutan
so, oh my
niya
gosh, so
yun.
pag nakita ko na siya ngayon, binata na siya.
Malayong malayo.
Wow! That's so good,
Oo,
tita.
malayong
Ang
malayo.
galing. Isa pa lang yan yan sa mga pag-uusapan natin. So, your third child is with your current husband, is diagnosed with autism spectrum. How is your situation now?
Kasi with Gavin, with my third child, I got him when he was, turning 13. Basta from then on, parang I took on I'll be taking care of him. And parang sabi ko nga, I think yung pinagdaanan ko with my second child, parang it prepared me na hindi ako ma-overwhelm dun sa situation ni Gavin. Kasi if wala akong pinagdaanan ganun, parang everything was connected and it was all meant to happen. Kasi kung hindi ko pinagdaanan yun with the ADHD, I would not know how to handle yung may autism. Ganon. So,
it was your training ground siguro na
tapos
alam ni Lord.
Ako yung nag-offer sa husband ko na ano mo na dito, I'll take care of him, I'll bring him to school. Lahat na. So now he's also doing therapy, he's attending school. At saka before kasi hindi siya masyado nagto-talk. He does sign or he points at something kung may gusto siya. But now he could deliver na yung may mga sentences na siya. He talks now. So yun lang, pag yung mga nakakakita din sa kanya before, I mean, just few years back, 2-3 years back, tapos nakita nila now. So nakikita din nila na ang laki, it's a marked improvement talaga on his part na.
Sabi ko sa'yo, super mom kayo.
I would not have done it alone. So may siguro din. I am thankful that I had to go through with what I had to go through with Maiko para ma-handle ko rin ng maayos or tama. And I would know what to do with Gavin.
Siguro, tita, alam mo, nakakabilig lang din marinig yung story. Kasi sabi mo nga, yung sa first child mo, na parang hindi ka in denial eh. Parang you really have to, na-accept.
Kasi when we do that, hindi naman lang tayo yung nagsasuffer eh. Mas lalo lang nating papahirapan yung anak natin when you involve them outside sa society, when you bring them out. And
they feel like they're different.
They would know.
Mas mahirap.
Which is mas mahirap. Other people would not understand. They wouldn't know kasi wala naman signs yan na makikita mo eh. Wala naman silang physical disabilities or whatnot that you can see na, may ano yan. So otherwise, mamimisconstrue lang sila na, ay, kulit ng batang yan. Ay, ganito yung batang. But, when you address it and they know, and you talk to them, they know that they have that. With Maiko, I was telling him na, you have this. And sa brother niya, sa kuya niya, I was explaining kasi minsan you lose it.
The family also has to know, diba, the situation.
Even if you're living with it, sometimes you just lose it. You just forget that they're that special. Na iba yung care na kailangan nila more than the regular or the normal ones. Yung ganon. So, I have to remind them na iba nga, kasi nga ganito. Sometimes it sounds like an excuse, but it's not. It's reality. Na if I have to keep repeating it, kasi mahirap din. Even sa household. Sometimes my mom or yung mga kapatid ko na parang, hindi naman, wala naman, okay naman, ganun. Pero after a while, nakita din naman nila yung naging progress.
The first stage naman daw talaga is in denial.
Yeah.
Diba?
Pero ako, I was thinking, it's not for me.
Denial, sorry.
Sa kanila. Yung paano sila pag they have to go out on their own sa real world na. Yung ganun.
So, how is Gavin now?
He's still attending school. He's still doing his OTs regularly. Talagang susubaybayan pa. But he has marked improvements talaga. He's progressed talagang from the time na napunta siya sa akin up to now.
Yes. And your fourth child, the unika iha, she is battling with type 1 diabetes. Can you share about Elena's story?
Love ako ni Lord.
Love na love ni Lord.
Parang all eyes on me.
All eyes on me. Sabi ni Lord, kaya mo pa?
Oo,
kaya mo pa?
Sabi niya,
isa pa.
Ang tatag nito teka lang.
Problema pa.
Hindi kita nakikitang dagdagan ko pa. She was diagnosed when she was 4. Actually, hindi namin alam yun until parang she suddenly lost weight 2019, around November.
Yes, time na magkakasama tayo.
Oo, kasi maliit pa siya, diba? Tapos kung nasaan kayo, dadaling ko siya. She just lost weight. So, we did all the tests that we could, blood tests, lahat and all. Wala, it never occurred to us that it was diabetes. By chance, yung brother niya, si Maiko, nagka-sprain sa school doing sports. So I had to bring him to the hospital para i-x-ray yung paa. So while waiting, sabi ko naman dun sa counter, pwede ba ako magpa-urinalysis kahit walang doctor's order? So, ang pina-urinalysis ko, kasi kasama ko si Iggy. And that time, may talks na about COVID. But we were in the hospital, sa ER.
Okay.
Dinala ko pina-urinalysis ko. And then they saw, after nung lumabas yung result, I showed it to the pedia. Kasi nga, for some month, kahit kunyari, before taping, dadaling ko siya sa ER or papalab ko siya. Tapos minsan, wala nang time, hindi ko na mauwi. Sinasama ko na hanggang taping, yung mga ganon. Kasama ko na siyang So, para lang nababantayan ko. Kasi nga, medyo deteriorating na yung health niya around that time. And then, yun, January nangyari yun, nung pina-urinalysis. And then they saw sugars in the urine. So, they had the urinalysis done again. Same results appeared from a different laboratory.
Yes.
Same results yung lumabas. So, nung nakita nung pedia and the endocrinologist, sabi nila, bring her now to the ER, get a room, we'll have her admitted. Kasi she was very close pala to DKA, yung diabetes ketoacidosis, yung nalalaso na yung dugo niya. And then what happens is, nakokoma sila. All the time, pag ganun she was very lethargic na around
Lagi
those
siyang
times.
tulog lang ng
Tas
tulog,
lagi na lang
right?
siya ng tulog. Now, yung don't waste time. Parang ako inisip ko ba, as in now, hindi ba pwedeng mamaya or bukas, yung mga ganun, na parang hindi nagsisinkin sa akin.
Na
yung,
ganun pala ka-urgent.
Oo, tas hindi naman, ayoko lang sigurong tanggapin. Bakit now? As it, parang,
It was
kasi
kinda
matter of
scary.
life and death. So, kinda scary na parang sinishield ko na yung, kailangan ko na maging hindi ko na, ayoko na nga pag-usapan.
Sorry.
Oo, sorry din. Anyway,
Naalala ko tuloy yung pinagdaanan mo.
oo. Tapos yun, we brought her in and then, sorry. Na almost a week sa ICU, you see her with all the wires and then you realize
It's real, no?
it's real and
Yeah.
anytime you might just lose her. So yun, anyway, with God's grace, after a week, na-survive naman niya and up to now, we're still doing, nag-i-insulin siya and she goes to school on a regular.
How old is Elena na now,
She's
tita?
8.
8 na. Oh my gosh, nahuli ko siya nakita.
Oo,
1,
8
2.
na. And then yun, nag-ano na siya. She does her injections on her own. So pag sa school, pag recess and lunchtime, she would call. Di ba? Di na tayo tumigil niya.
Kaya nga eh.
Mga nanay.
Kaya pala nanay na kasi rin ako.
Pag ano, nakaka-relate.
Okay. Tapos,
Ayun, ganun na tayo. Tapos, and then yun, she attends regular school. Pag recess niya in lunchtime, she would call, Ma'am, she would scan herself na my sugar is like this, how much should I inject? Yung mga ganon. So, ano naman, medyo mas responsible na siya. But the hard part kasi is when she was growing up, she had no idea and then we had to cut down on her food. We made sure na nag-low carb na kami because it's the carbs and sugars that spike her. And then, but somehow, that helped me kasi inadapt ko yung lifestyle niya. And it's good for me.
Too, yes. Naging healthy living na po
kailangan
kayo.
ko na maging healthy living kasi otherwise, I cannot take care of my children if I won't be well, if I won't be healthy. Diba? So, ganun. May maganda rin naman for me na naidulot yung sa kanya. But, I had to do research, reading and all para maintindihan ko kasi parang I lived with my grandmother who was diabetic but I never really know what diabetes is until it hit my daughter. I had to understand ano yung nangyayari sa kanya para alam ko kung paano i-address.
Tita Marang, after, despite everything that you've been through as a mom, where do you get your strength to go through all of this?
I think sa kanila din, sa children. Kasi as I said, yung makita mong okay sila, yung kagaya nun, it's already a fulfillment na I think I'm doing my job as a mom in raising them well.
Yeah.
Good people. Yung mga ganun. So, I think that's the fuel. Or that's what fuels me na. Yung, di ba, merong sikat na slogan, para kanino ka gumigising. Yung mga ganun. So, for the most part, I think it's really for the children. Especially yung time na I had to be a single mom, yung mga ganun. So, nasanay kami dun sa ganun na, if not me, kanino pa sila aasa? So, I had to be strong for them. I think this goes for everyone. Hindi kasi nila utang na loob sa atin that they were born.
Yes.
They never asked na tayo yung maging magulang nila. And we asked for kids.
Yes.
We wanted them, 'di ba? So, give it your best when it's there because they are gifts, they are presents to you. And ano sila pinahiram, pinagkatiwala, di ba? By the grace of God that they were entrusted to you. So, do your job in raising good people. You raise good people, eventually, alam nila yan when they have their own family. They're gonna be doing that as well. Pero that was when I was a single mom. Kasi syempre, ngayon, happy heart.
Ngayon, tita, how are you now?
Very well. Thank you. And hindi na ako single mom.
Yes! May partner na si tita.
Yes.
How's your love life? Ay, congratulations
Thank
pala.
you. And congratulations
Yes, kakasal lang namin
Ngayon lang tayo.
Congratulations to
Ngayon
both
tayo
of us.
nagkita ulit. Hindi
Naalala ko lang, tita, yung huling kwentuhan namin, sabi ko nga si Elena was like 2 years old pa nung huli kong nakita. Yung usapan namin, kailan kaya ako ikakasal, or grabe, tita, gusto ko na magka-baby. Di ba si Elena kasi nalagaan na, gusto ko ng ganito. Tapos ngayon lang kami ulit nagkita.
Oh, after a long time.
Di ba? Grabe. Dahil dyan, tita, what is motherhood for you?
Motherhood is heroism at its finest. We don't get paid. We don't get rewards. The only reward that we have or we ever get is the love that we get back from the people around us.
And our children, parang yung children yun na enough. No?
Yes.
Parang okay na, bahala na yung mundo, basta itong
But
pagmamahal na to.
I think after God, the perfect love is the mother's love.
Oh yes, I believe that.
Very unconditional.
Yes, just like you.
Tayo. And the moms.
Pero ikaw kasi grabe na, tita. Siyempre ako, isa pa lang yung akin. And kayo yung mga nilulook up
Hindi,
namin.
ano yan. Ang motherhood, walang manual. Especially for you. You have your first child, di ba? Na wala namang manual yan. Kahit anong sabihin ng mga tao sa paligid mo na nagkaanak na, you will still be navigating it on your own. So, yung experience mo from here, it will develop, it will improve. Pero it's what's gonna make you a good mom. If not already, the best mom. Now, for your child.
Yeah. Tita, what is your message for your children?
Message is, they know how much I love them. Sabi ko nga, I am not the perfect mother. I'm not the perfect mom, but I try.
Yes.
And, ba't ganyan ka? Nakakainis.
Huwag umiyak kasi naiiyak din ako pag umiiyak. Okay, go. Kaya ba yun, tita?
Basta they know I would move heaven and hell for them. Tsaka na lang kami mag-uusap sa bahay. Sabihin ko na lang sa kanila. Alam mo, sinike ko na yung sarili ko eh. Hindi ako iiyak. Going here, kinukondisyon ko yung sarili ko. Hindi ako iiyak. Fun lang. Fun ang ano. Hindi talaga, hindi kaya eh. Pag-usapang kids, I'm overly sensitive.
Of course. And thank you, tita, for trusting me.
Thank you for this opportunity. And finally, nagkita tayo after so many years. Tapos pinaiyak mo pa.
Sorry. Tita, final say, your advice and message to our viewers.
Message to the viewers, siguro ang motherhood knows no limits. Tayo yung magsiset ng limits na yon. It's not easy. It will never be easy. We think when our kids grow older, it's gonna get easy. No. Parang every day, it's just like you're starting again. But trust that, your love will never fail you. Kasi if you start to doubt yourself, you start to doubt kung tama o mali yung ginagawa nyo, just look at your family, look at your children, and you would get the answer right away. And don't forget na you can never give something that you don't have, so you have to love yourself. Yun.
Beautiful. Thank you, tita.
Thank you, and I hate you.
No, I hate you ako. Thank you, tita. Alam kong maraming makaka-relate and maraming matatouch sa episode na to. And kaya salamat for sharing. It's not easy, but I know ng konting time na shinare mo and konting story, marami ka rin matutulungan with the same situation.
I hope so. Maraming ma-inspire.
Yes.
Para lang mas makatulong siguro with other children na may type 1 diabetes. So, I've been thinking about this for so long na, to do a vlog on paano yung day-to-day thing namin. Yeah.
Yes.
And then, how they could better understand din yung diabetes.
Yes.
And how to address it.
That's
and other, yung mga lifestyle that could help them also.
Wow, yan. Abangan natin yan.
Oo.
Kung tita, please share din your Instagram so they can,
yes, it's
they can
Boomerang.
follow you.
It's BOOMMARANG. Boomerang. Parang boomerang, pero boomerang. Back to you. Parang mga ganon. And yun, sa Facebook, it's Maricel Morales Agoncillo.
Yay! Agoncillo. Thank you, tita.
Thank you so much.
Pero before yan, syempre, this is from Every Belena, tita.
Thank you so much.
It's for you. Thank you, Every Belena. And before we end the show, we would like to thank our following sponsors. Chardy Nino for my hair and makeup. Radiant Lux Jewelry for my jewelry. And thank you to my production team, AAA Digital and Studio Manila. Syempre, thank you rin sa Carbonell Life Insurance para sa 100,000 worth accidental insurance. Good for 1 year para po sa ating mga guests. Ayan, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Sana po nagustuhan ninyo at abangan nyo ang next episode namin next week. This has been Behind the Scenes with Ina, where every day is Mother's Day!
So much to you and so I celebrate you. Your mind and beauty. Celebrate you. Your life and story. Celebrate you. You'll always be the queen of my heart. I celebrate you. Your wisdom guides me. Celebrate you. Your courage drives me. Celebrate you. Your strength inspires me. It's Mother's Day here.